Have you ever heard the story of William Colgate? Okay, he was just a poor soap maker. So the story of William Colgate, now I think everybody here, without exception, has some Colgate product in your house. You still use it. And it's been more than 200 years ago when the child William Colgate, along with his parents, they had to flee England and settle in America during the Civil War, okay? And William's parents, they were farmers, and they didn't make too much money. They were poor, actually. But they were very devoted Christians, and they taught William that at least 10% of every dollar belonged to God. At 19, William, he decided to leave his family farm and go to the city, to New York City, to look for work. Now, he was interested in soap making. So on his way to New York, he was taking a canal boat, okay? And he befriended the captain of the boat, who was a Christian, and told William in a conversation, he said, "Be sure you start right, and you will get along well. Someone will be the leading soap maker in New York. It may be you, but be a good man. Give your heart to Christ. Give God all that belongs to him. Make an honest soap. Give a full pound." You know, back then they would, make a pound, but with less than a pound. So be an honest businessman. William was a hardworking guy, and he read his Bible regularly. He read the Old Testament story of Jacob when he had to flee from home by himself in Genesis 28, 20 to 22. And he read, then Jacob made a vow saying to God, "If God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and to give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone," he erected an altar, okay, "which I have set up for a pillar, shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, God, I will give a full tenth to you." Now, Jacob's vow really challenged William Colgate, and he made a similar vow to God. He determined to give God first place in his life, and he also promised to give a tithe of all his profits. In 1806, at the age of 23, William opened his soap business after learning the trade as an employee. At that time, most housewives, believe it or not, they made their own soap, okay? But William sought to disrupt that, and he found a way to mass-produce soap, even with nice smell. Back then, apparently soaps didn't smell good because it was made of fat, okay? So maybe it smelled bad. So his business was successful. And William, of course, got married, had children, but attended church and read the Bible to his family regularly. He was a deacon in a Baptist church. He supported missions. He was a patron of Madison College, later called Colgate University, that still exists in New York, okay? And he also organized the American Bible Society. So William never forgot his promise to God. From the first dollar that he earned, he gave 10 cents to the Lord. And as he prospered, he instructed his accountant to open a separate account just for God. And every income, he would put 10% into that account to dedicate for God's work. As he increased in amount, he increased 20%. He gave 30% of his income. By the time of his death, he was giving 100% of what he made. Okay? So it's not just 10%. 10% can be a basic thing. All depends how God richly blesses you. William Colgate is a testimony of God's grace of generosity and power of the gospel. Well, so maybe most of you say, "Hey, Pastor Rosa, I don't have a job, I don't make money, right? This doesn't apply to me, how can I give?" Now, this do apply, this does apply to you, of course. That's how Colgate began, right? With nothing. You know why? This is the best time to learn stewardship. Because when you have a great goal, which is God-sized goal, you will know how to pursue your interest in life and what to dream for.